Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Most people overpay for car insurance, not because they're careless, but because switching feels like too much hassle. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/ACAST today.
This holiday, give the gift that says, let's cancel plans and just lounge. MeUndies has dropped their new holiday collection, and it's made from maximum cozy. We're talking soft as snow ultramodal fabric, festive prints, and loungewear so comfy your couch might get jealous. Onesies, hoodies, joggers, even delightfully quirky holiday designs. You're welcome. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs with deals up to 60% off at MeUndies.com/ACAST. Enter promo code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST. This holiday, give the gift that says, let's cancel plans and just lounge. MeUndies has dropped their new holiday collection, and it's made from maximum cozy. We're talking soft as snow ultramodal fabric, festive prints, and loungewear so comfy your couch might get jealous. Onesies, hoodies, joggers, even delightfully quirky holiday designs. You're welcome. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs with deals up to 60% off at MeUndies.com/ACAST. Enter promo code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
Most people overpay for car insurance, not because they're careless, but because switching feels like too much hassle. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/ACAST today.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and welcome to the Whispering Woods Reddit and listener story episode. I guess I should say as well, if you have a listener story and you'd like it read out on the show, please email it to thewhisperingwoodspodcast@gmail.com. And if you didn't catch that, don't worry, because it is linked down below in the podcast notes. I've got 4 spooky Reddit stories to share today. I'll get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story? I encountered a man who turned into an archangel right in front of me. In January 2004, I had to have my colon removed because it was shredding and I was dying of malnutrition and dehydration, losing 2 pounds a day at the end before I was finally hospitalised at 95 pounds. I'm 5'6". I still needed a second surgery, but after almost a month in the hospital, my surgeon told me I had to go home and gain 30 pounds before he would even think about doing it. Then in March, while I was still early in my recovery from all of that, my 17-year-old niece died of complications from cystic fibrosis. It finally hit me for the first time that I had literally been dying when I was hospitalised, and of all this mortality. It suddenly hit me so hard I could barely function, let alone have anything emotionally or physically to give to my children or my husband. And I went to Jamaica by myself for a week at an all-inclusive hotel. I arrived there on a Friday, and that night there was an enormous buffet in a pavilion at the hotel. As I was walking down the path toward the pavilion, I saw there were some tables set up where local artists were selling their art. But I didn't stop, because I had my eye on the prize, all that wonderful unlimited food. I stuffed myself, and as I walked back down the path toward the hotel, one of the artists stepped out in front of me and said, "You're supposed to tell me your story." Okay. So I sat down in his chair behind his table and started talking. And within seconds, he started to get shimmery and translucent, growing bigger and taller, until he took on the unmistakable appearance of an archangel. I don't even remember what I said, because I was in such an altered state. But I clearly remember the feeling over 20 years later. My own consciousness was greatly expanded, and the archangel exuded an overwhelming sense of love and peace. Then, when I finished, it got physically denser and smaller, until it was just the man again. And he said, "I'm supposed to take you to a place where there's something special for you to find there. Up to tomorrow, since I want to include a picture of that special thing, which is in a closet in a room where someone is sleeping." Edited, because I attached a picture of the special something. It has to be approved by a mod, which can take time. Edited on Friday night. It still says awaiting moderator approval. And yes, I have to admit that I couldn't find a follow-up to the story, and so it's killing me. What were they shown? I really want to know, but I don't know, so I can just leave it all to my imagination. I've spoken to quite a few people who feel like they've seen an angel at certain times in their lives when something's gone a bit dodgy and you're kind of open to it, I guess. A childhood friend of mine swears that she saw an angel and that it was just a guy. But there was something about it that she said that he was an angel. And I mean in a biblical sense, not in like, oh, sweet angel. It was nothing like that. It was just like she felt she was being given a message from an angelic being. Are you ready for the second story? My horror story as a tow truck driver. I was an RTTO, registered tow truck operator, for about 2 years. It was a great job. Pay was good, lots of overtime, and on-call shifts. I got into the career because of shows I watched as a kid, like Highway Through Hell. So when I got the chance to go into the field, I jumped on it. The first month was good. I learned a lot of experience and new skills. Part of our job as RTTO was emergency calls with police and fire for crash scenes and impounds. So we saw a lot of tragic stuff: DUI fatality, hit and runs, none DUI fatalities, etc. The job can be very emotionally and mentally draining and can mess you up if you're not careful. However, there's another kind of aspect to the job not a lot of drivers talk about. The paranormal. Odd stuff or calls that unsettle you. Almost every tow truck driver has experienced it. It was a snowy, cold November night in 2023. We didn't get a lot of calls that day, so I was just chilling at the shop for my on-call shift. The night was going very slowly. We hadn't gotten any calls for hours. So I lay down for a bit, not expecting to get any call for the night. Then all of a sudden I get a call for a broken down WSP, Washington State Patrol car, off this dirt road. I didn't think much of it at the time. It wasn't too worrying for me, since I had gotten a few calls like it before. So I hop in my flatbed and drive up to the call's location. The directions took me a good 30-ish minutes outside the city to the mountains on Interstate 90. By the time I get off the freeway, it was super foggy and very hard to see, so I took it slow and easy to be safe. I keep driving up the now dirt mountain road, and then I start to think to myself that this is a really odd road for WSP to be on, since they usually stay on the interstates and state highways. I didn't think much of it when I first got the call, because staters and sheriffs do occasionally go out on the more remote roads. But the road I was going on was an unpaved dirt logging road. There was nothing out here, just an old logging road and trees. I tried to rationalise it to myself, that maybe the cop was just out here for an abandoned car, which would explain why he is all the way out here, since cars do get left and abandoned out here often. So I just shrug it off and continue my way up the road. I finally get to the location and stop the truck dead in its tracks and just sit there for a minute. What the heck, I think to myself. The WSP car was parked out on this mountain road with all its doors open and no lights on, with no officers in sight. It was so foggy I really could only see the car, but it was clear to me that no one was in sight. I very heavily contemplated just turning around and going back. But I eventually decided to hop out and inspect the car and look for the officer, since he could have been injured after all. So I hopped out of the truck and grabbed my AR with my sidearm holstered, since I had no idea what I was about to walk into. I walked up to the car very cautiously. Just because I had my guns on did not make the situation feel any better nor safer. I first check out the driver's seat, then the passenger seat. Odd, I think to myself. Nothing's missing. It was like everything was frozen in time. At this point, I'm starting to get a strange feeling, like something is off. And when I look into the trunk of the car and notice the AR is missing, I immediately freeze up and look around. As I'm looking around, that's when I notice that the forest was dead quiet. No wind, no nothing. I've seen a lot of messed up stuff. Dead bodies, entire families killed in one accident, etc. I was completely unnerved. Something inside me was telling me to get the heck out of there. I managed to gather the composure to do a walk around one more time, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Then I called my dispatcher just to make sure I had the right location and information. And sure enough, everything was correct. At that point, I was ready as heck to get out as fast as possible. Right before I turned the truck around, I yelled out just to see if I'd get a response. But nothing. Something is deeply wrong with this, I said to myself, and booked it out of there. The whole drive back, I had this sick feeling, like I stumbled across something I was absolutely not supposed to see, or if I was even supposed to be there. I keep thinking why the cop was all the way out there, why he left the car, or why all the doors were wide open, or if it was even a cop in the first place. More or less, why only the AR was missing, when thousands of dollars worth of equipment was in that car. Once I got back to the shop, I called the police dispatcher that gave us the call. Since I knew her, I was hoping she could give me some answers. But no, she said the exact same thing that was said to me, that a WSP car was broken down and just needed a tow. I never told my supervisor or anyone else out of fear they wouldn't believe me. I mean, I wouldn't if I were them. I never heard anything about a missing cop after that. Nothing on the news, just nothing. It still creeps me out to this day, thinking about it. This really freaked me out, and you may not agree, because it's like, well, it was just an empty car, but there was something about this story that really put me on edge, and I've been thinking about it quite a bit, because I imagine driving up to, help this car get recovered, police car. It's foggy, there's no one there, and all the doors are open. It is freaky. Imagine it was you and you had to go and do that. I'd have done the same. I'd have shot off, got out of there, and made a story up that, it wasn't there. I got there, nothing was there. Are you ready for the third story? The ghost of my cousin brother. So this incident happened when I was in the 5th grade. I had a cousin brother with whom I was not that close with. But something strange happened 2 to 3 months before his death, murdered. We got close and started hanging out every day, playing Budokai, Kenchachi and Tekken on my PS2, watching movies together. So in our culture, there are certain bad omens, most of which happened on the day he left for college, like getting a haircut before leaving home, leaving on a specific Saturday, and we also wear a pendant which is supposed to protect us from evil things. But we found his pendant at our gate. It fell off just moments before he left. So fast forward a few weeks, we get the news of his death. The priest or the guy who prayed for my brother's soul did warn us not to sleep alone, as he might have things he wants to tell us, which we didn't really think much of. Thought he was trying to scare the kids or something. Then the paranormal stuff starts happening a few days later, like the PS2 randomly making weird noises and laughter sounds coming from the room where we used to hang out. But the scariest one is when I was sleeping one night, and then something or someone started scratching the bottom of my bed. I'd forgotten about this night for quite a long time, now that I think of it, because I was reminded of this incident by my mother 5 years later when we were talking about him. She told me she heard the scratching, and when she cleaned my room the next day, she found scratches under the bed when she checked, from where old little splinters on the floor were. This is my first post on this subreddit, and I've got more stories related to this incident. So do tell me if you guys are interested. Interesting about the different omens, the bad omens that showed before the cousin brother's death. And freaky as to have something and have physical evidence as well, seen by somebody else. The scratch marks under the bed is horrifying. Are you ready for the fourth and final story? Whispers in the Garden. Much of my time growing up was spent in the home of my great-grandparents, an old-time French colonial villa renovated in New Orleans. It was a labour of love. Our family has Creole roots. Our forebears had been chased out of Haiti, etc. And they wanted to put some life back into a dusty, once grand home. They hired gardeners, handymen, masons, all to bring the home back to life. Fast forward many decades later, we still had someone that knew horticulture, and they kept up the beautiful trees and bushes. They were too beautiful to let die. Magnolia, one large oak rumoured to be there since the Civil War, and multiple jasmine bushes my grandmother planted after World War II. There is a tiny brick garden, a fountain and some iron benches to sit. I love talking to the gardener. Plant guru would be more apt. She knew everything about plants. Landscaping was her life's work. I sat in the garden one day while she was working, and she said, "Do you ever hear them?" "Who?" "The spirits that whisper in the garden." "What?" I was 10, a little freaked out but curious as ever. Sometimes when it's quiet and there's a faint breeze, I've heard them. She said it with such love and respect. I wasn't completely scared, but I didn't want to think of all the times I'd spent outside alone. Did I want to know more? What do they say? Whispers. I think this place has history for them. I've heard the name Teresa on more than one occasion. I find it peaceful though. Don't be scared. I often think about what this house was like years ago. Come to think of it, I did sometimes get the feeling of not being alone in the garden. I could never fully explain it. I didn't ask much more. I think I was nervous about being alone once she left. My parents were out till late that night. I ended up telling my grandmother shortly afterwards, and she smiled. A few of us have heard or thought we heard ramblings or musings in the house, but especially the garden. I was floored. I told myself I would not go back out there alone. But I did. It was too idyllic to not spend time out there. I also had a feeling of being protected. I love the stories about the house, the neighbourhood. Our family travelled quite often because of my father's job. Every time I went back to the house, it was an oasis of safety. Fast forward to a few years ago. I was working with a historian about the neighbourhood and the origin of the house. I let them take photos, and of course, someone mentioned rustling in the garden. "It's the wind," I said. I thought back to the conversations in my youth about whispers. Turns out, one of the earliest women to live in the house was named Teresa. We also later found out she had designed the garden in the mid-1800s. Perhaps it was a place of peace, after all.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Most people overpay for car insurance, not because they're careless, but because switching feels like too much hassle. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/ACAST today.
This was quite a nice story, I thought. To have the whispers like years ago, ages have passed, and this is like the residue of the people who lived and loved the garden and house. I liked it, and I love the bit about Teresa actually being a real person who lived there, because that just would back it right up for you, wouldn't it? Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
This holiday, give the gift that says, let's cancel plans and just lounge. MeUndies has dropped their new holiday collection, and it's made for maximum cozy. We're talking soft as snow ultramodal fabric, festive prints, and loungewear so comfy your couch might get jealous. Onesies, hoodies, joggers, even delightfully quirky holiday designs. You're welcome. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs with deals up to 60% off at MeUndies.com/ACAST. Enter promo code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity to serve your local community and grow, we want you to join our team. Brightview Senior Living is growing and actively seeking vibrant associates to join our community teams, including directors, healthcare, activities, hospitality, and dining. Apply today at careers.brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal employment opportunities. Text BV Jobs to 97211 to apply.